Growing up in the 80s and 90s, I was always interested in these portable televisions from like Casio and Sony, and I wondered, hey, do they still make those today? And by George, they do. I picked up a modern portable digital television, and this is what's next. All right, full disclosure, I bought this on my own, and I bought it a long time ago. I believe it was, yep, as you can see there, July 3rd, 2024. I've been holding on to this thing for a year and a half, and I'm only now making this video. Actually, almost 2 years now. Anyways, what I wanted to say is that this video, even though it's related to this particular unit, just know that there are a ton of these that are out there. So just take this with like a grain of salt, as far as this is what you would probably get with any of the ones that you would find on Amazon or eBay or online or whatever. So keep that in mind. Yes, so since I've almost had this for 2 years, I have been using this off and on. And I thought now is the time to just kind of talk about this television, go through the setup process, explain all the functions that this has, and do some testing. So first off, you're going to see that this is kind of a nondescript, cardboard box. It shows multimedia cards and USBs and MPEG-4 and MP3 and headphones and all that other fun stuff. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this opened. We have one user manual. There's the unit itself, an antenna that works best when put near a window, power supply, another antenna that really make this portable. There is the remote control. All right, there are all of the components that come in that box. All right, you can see that this is the screen. It's about 5 inches. There's our buttons, left and right, up and down, input, menu, and enter. And then on the side here, we have our headphone jack, a TF card, USB on and off, and there is your DC in. On the back, we have dual speakers, and you have a little kickstand. So if you wanted to, you could actually just set this up. Now, one of the things that I will say is that its view on the left and right and bottom are really good, but on the top, it wasn't as good. So this is more like a direct viewing, kind of like how you would hold your smartphone. Now, as I put this antenna on, the one thing to kind of keep in mind is I'm in the basement. So the ability to catch signals down here, not as good, but I think for this demonstration, it'll be fine. And here it's telescoping antenna, so there you go. Shows you how, it goes pretty long on that one. I'm gonna get it set up on this shelf that's just over here, and then we'll go ahead and get this thing turned on, and let's dive into the menu and get it configured and set up. All right, before I wanted to get started, here is the FiiO cassette player, and there is the TV. It is about almost the same size as the television, so keep that in mind for a size comparison. Like I said, we're going to walk through the setup portion of this. I reset the television, so this should be ready to go. So the first things first, I'm going to come in here and we're going to turn on the television, and we get this Leadstar opening screen. There we go. And there is the menu. All right, so let's walk through the steps here. First thing we have is we're showing that we have English is currently our language, and that is correct. So I'm going to use the remote and hit the right button. Oh, those are the ways that you can select your languages, right? So then I guess we press OK, go to the next step. So it's showing time zone as Atlantic, which I am in Eastern, and the time format at 12 hour, that's what I want, and go to the next step. And we have over the air or cable, so you can do both. I'm going to say over the air. And now it's going to go through and find what channels are available. Now, again, as stated, this might take a while, and I don't know when I'm going to get picked up down here in the basement. So let's let this thing run through, and fingers crossed, I get something. And as expected, nothing. So I'm going to try a different antenna, that other one that it came with. We're going to see if we get anything better than that. I do know that when I'm upstairs, no problems whatsoever. So let me try this again. All right, this little tiny antenna is actually doing a pretty good job. I have 18 channels, and I'm going to show with my phone here what I've done to get this connected up. So right now you'll see that the antenna, this is magnetic. So that's actually sticking right to the window, and it's coming down past my solar station and Pi and Ryon's up there, and it goes straight to the TV. And right now we have 26 channels, so a much better job. And actually, for that tiny little antenna, I'm going to call that a win. And there we go. An infomercial. Exactly what I wanted to see. Let's go ahead and we're going to scan through this and see what we can find. We got, that's 4.2. That's Grit TV. Again, another ad. Ion TV. Okay, now that one's getting a little distorted. Laugh TV. And now we skip to channel 10, so we're skipping our channel 6. There's Me TV. So right now, being a Saturday afternoon, what do you expect to find on over-the-air television but nothing but ads after ads after ads? But hey, it works. Picture quality's pretty decent. The sound on this thing is, it's okay. We'll do a test here with one of my videos that we'll put in here, so why don't we go ahead and do that next? Oh, before we get started, I forgot about that part. Let's look to see what the viewing range is like on this thing. Let me zoom out a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. And here is the television. So again, if you're looking at it, it's not too terrible. But over the top, yeah. So if you're looking down at this thing, it's useless. So it truly is something that you want to be holding just like you would an iPhone to watch your television. So keep that in mind. And also, I guess if you have this on a counter, you could just be having the television run. And, you know, from my angle that I'm looking at right now, it looks pretty decent. If I go and I select the inputs, these are your inputs. We have ATSC, so that's your tuner, USB, the TF card, and FM radio. Let's go check that out first. So I'm going to go down and select FM radio. I'll bring up the audio a little bit, and then I think if we scan, we just do our left and right buttons. There we go. So we can scan through. It's very tinty. And it does look like you can save. Now it's using a blue button. I'm not sure what that means because there's nothing on here. There's a red button for record, but or delete, I guess. But I have no clue where that button is at. Again, you do have FM radio, and it does come through rather cleanly. All right, let's go into input again, and let's check out the USB. And just like most of these video playback, picture playback devices, they give you this menu, and you basically have to search through it. So by going left or right, I'm going to select movie. We're going to go to the C. We're going to select video, and 1080 will work on this, but I did notice that it gets a little, it stutters a little bit, which is kind of a bummer. So let's go into Hey, What's Next, and we're going to run this episode here.
But I do like playing them, especially the older retro style. Gee, there's a surprise with the gray hair and everything. But anyways.
All right, so you can use the play button to pause and play your video. That's kind of cool. And then I think one of these, I'm not really sure where it's at. Yeah, there it is. So if you hit the enter key, you have all these play functions down here. You can fast forward or skip or speed it up. So you do have those options as well. All right, and then stop takes you back to the menu. Now the one thing I'm noticing is that on the screen here, it looks a little too blue. It actually looks good on the screen. I'm going to change the setting on my camera, see if it picks this up a little bit better. All right, that's a little bit better. I had to white balance it off of a white image on the screen, and now the colors look much better. But if I zoom out, you're going to notice that everything is yellow. Oh my God, that looks terrible. But anyways, truer to what I'm seeing on the screen. So the quality on this is so much better, so much better. All right, so who is this TV for? Why would you want this? I really see that this device here would be great for, let's say, camping, or if you're going on a trip and you want to pick up some local television stations to just know what's going on in and around the area. for emergency purposes for sure. So if you have like an emergency kit with a radio or whatnot, this might be the thing that you would want to add to that kit. Or if it's just that you want to break away from the old internet and you don't want your phone and you want to just watch maybe your personal videos on a USB or TF card, or you want to actually watch over-the-air television, then televisions like this digital portable television might be the way to go. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode on these portable digital televisions and you found it informative. If you did, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to click the subscribe button to watch future episodes, it should be somewhere down there. In the meantime, if you would like to watch another episode, you could either click the link here or the one over here. And until next time, I will see you again for another episode of Hey, What's Next?